are not going to get anywhere. Where you don't give a damn what people think about you. As long about what other people think about you, you will be mediocre. It only matters what you believe about yourself. Believe in yourself as a successful person. Believe that you can and you will. But until you believe you can, you won't.
Peace and Elevation family, it's your boy Drew from Nora, the Living Survival Manual, here to teach you different ways to see your greatness by investing in yourself. Let's get into the vibes.
I gave them something to believe in, you know they ain't believe it. Tried to show them the vision, they ain't zoom in to see it. Told them about these heights, they said it's too high to reach it. And that had me feeling like Mike, I told them you gotta beat it. See, it's diamonds in your soul, but you gotta dig a lot deeper. See, all of our minds been exposed, but I've been changing the frequency. Sending my prayers and affirmations, way past where them eagles be. What I learned in my returns is not all things you need to see. You gotta feel it, the negative talk, the negative thoughts, and you gotta kill it. I know that it's hard, and then it leaves scars, and then ain't appealing, but you gotta heal it. There's lessons in every little layer, but you gotta peel it. Cause the best way to get some air is removing your ceiling. Look, trust me, I know cause I did it. Hit rock bottom, looked around like damn, what the fuck I do with it? I remember the levels and picked up my shovel and I started digging and digging and digging until I got dizzy. And trust me, the spirit been busy. I'm back and I'm paid and I'm busy, so feel like I'm acting the way that you get it. This is for back in the day when they just shit it. I gave them something to believe in, you know they ain't believe it. Tried to show them the vision, they ain't zoom in to see it. Told them about these heights, they said it's too high to reach it. And that had me feeling like Mike, I told them you gotta beat it.
Welcome to See Your Greatness Studios. Here, we're all about empowering you to create a standout brand. Our comprehensive services range from sleek, user-friendly web design to distinctive graphic design, and we handle all the essentials of business registration. By combining these elements, we ensure your brand isn't just visible, it's memorable. Join us to transform your vision into reality and make your mark in the business world. Let's build something great together. From vision to greatness, see it, believe it, brand it. For more information, follow the link at linktr.ee/SigStudio5 today. Remember, someone has to see your greatness. Why not start with yourself?
Yes, Zersky. Peace and high vibes. It's the God, Lord Christopher, the Living Survival Manual, and I'm back with another download straight from the Cosmos family. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Hey, look, man, it's been a minute since I've had the opportunity to actually sit down and get some new videos out, get some new content out. But we here, man. This is a season of being able to shift into just a transformative space. You feel what I'm saying? I had to go through my phase of being a caterpillar. I had to, cultivate myself in my cocoon, and now I'm out here like a beautiful butterfly. You dig me? So I appreciate, everybody who has constantly been sticking with me during this journey. I will continue to start posting videos more and more consistently. I have a lot to talk about, man. I have a lot to talk about today. We're going to really get into some really good vibes. As you guys know, this is the, hold on one second. See if I can show the and on this episode, family, I just wanted to get up here and educate you guys on why resetting and renewal is important. We are in the season of that, right? September speaks to that. that is the energy that it provides to us, and that we need to, truthfully understand so that we can become our best versions of ourselves. So I felt that this month was a perfect month to come back, start doing some videos, start and actually start doing some education and step into a new space or to a new light of what we're going to be talking about from now into the future. So, before we even get into the vibes, let me go ahead and go over my disclaimer, and then we're gonna go ahead and tap in. All right. The vibes here at SYG Studios are to motivate, educate, and enlighten our people to achieve greatness through seeking new ways to invest in themselves. Everything is always high level and high vibes. What we think, what we say, how we feel, and how we act. But before we even take the time to get into the energy, like, comment, share, and subscribe, family. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right. We love engagement over here and understand that a village pushes a trend, not just one individual. So the support is much appreciated. Take the time to visit this link scrolling at the bottom of your screen, right? That's how you join the SYG community on all social platforms. You can book one-on-one consultations with me. That's for individuals who are wanting to take that step in the entrepreneurial space. You're wanting to start building your brand. You need resources. You need help with developing a website. You need help with developing a logo. You need help with photos, right? I do a multitude of different things, and I have a multitude of different skills and resources and tools that I can offer to you guys. So definitely tap in to the link. All right. And we got so much more up there. Our aim is to not only grow the brand, but reach at least 500,000 to a million individuals one day who want and need and are seeking the knowledge to live a more abundant life. All right. Now, all the information that I do provide today, I have to send out this quick disclaimer. Please take the time to do your own research. It's very, very vital. Why? Because my content is intended to be used for motivational purposes only. So always do your own analysis based on your own current circumstances. Now, this is my favorite part of the podcast. For those who are new, always like to step into a quick meditation so that I can focus, recalibrate, and that I'm able to fully give information in the best way, best form possible, right? So what we're gonna do all together so that we can step into our God body energy, we're gonna go ahead and do a little inhale, exhale meditation, right? However long you feel like you need to take that long to reset yourself, but usually 5 to 10 seconds. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to inhale peace. And then on the exhale, we're going to receive and accept that growth that we're about to step into and ultimately see our greatness. All right. So let's get into the vibes. On 3, 1, 2, 3, family, inhale peace. Exhale growth. Receive and accept the fact that you are now about to see your greatness. So today, as you guys know, again, is episode 69 of the See Your Greatness podcast, man. And I wanted to talk about resetting and renewing yourself, right? The reason I feel like this is very, very important because I essentially believe and I know through experience that in order for you to really achieve greatness, in order for you to really excel in life and things of that nature, there comes a time to where you need to reevaluate things, right? You need to take a step back and really like understand the ins and out of what you're going through, the things that you're trying to accomplish in life, why you may be going through a specific season that where you feel held back, or why you may be going through a specific season to where you feel like you just have so much abundance going on in your life right now. There's always a time to where you just need to take a second to sit back, reset, bask in the thing that you're experiencing, whether good or bad, and then try to figure out a game plan for you to be able to continue to go into that next step or that next phase. So what I wanted to do, hold on one second, gotta update something. So what I wanted to do, man, is I wanted to give you guys a few tips or a few tools or strategies and some teaching on, how we can become better in this season, um in this season and on this journey. All right. So I got a couple of teaching points, right? And the topic is going to be about the importance of spiritual, mental, and physical renewal or resetting. So my teaching point states that spiritual renewal is the foundation for aligning yourself with a higher purpose, right? It's about reconnecting with your spiritual essence and the divine energy within you, right? When your spirit is renewed, it sets the tone for every other area of your life. I so heartily know and understand that when my spirit isn't right, nothing in my life is going right. But when my spirit is in tune, when my spirit is in alignment with, not only what the Most High wants me to be in alignment with, but if I'm aligned spiritually with, the way I'm thinking, the way I'm feeling, the way I'm understanding, the way I'm communicating things, right? The way I'm receiving and feeding myself things in different ways. Like, I know that it is going to dictate my future, right? So for instance, spiritually, I wanted to renew myself in getting closer to the Most High. So what do I do with that? I just use the resources that I had in front of me or that I have been utilizing my whole life, and that's getting into the word of the Most High. What's the best way to get into the word of the Most High? Well, a lot of us practice different religions. A lot of us practice different teachings and things of that nature. I grew up in a Christian household, right? So, we went to church every Sunday. We got dragged to church sometimes every Sunday and things of that nature. And, there was always a book that either had a lot of conflict behind it or, a lot of love behind it. And it was this, right? This Holy Bible, right? There's a lot of again, like, conflict when it comes to reading the book, but once, and even within myself, right, I had a lot of pushback um for a while, right? But someone by the name of Myron Golden, he had put it in a perspective that helped me understand it more and actually made me want to read it more, right? Because I'm growing up and I'm learning and I'm going through the rabbit holes and I'm seeing, oh well, the Bible had these books taken out, or it was rewritten so many different times to fit the narrative or of a specific group of people, and it was used against another group of individuals to have them trained or to have them, pretty much be slaves to a different mindset, right? Or to a different, spirit as well, right? Or to a different God, right? A lot of individuals don't talk about that, but once I was able to get from beside myself and listen to what again Myron Golden said, he said, look, these are just stories, right? Stories, perspectives, opinions, their principles, their promises, they're a multitude of different things. It's not just, so religious based, right? This is literally like a manual. And for me to call myself the living survival manual, I had to really like take a step back, take my emotions out of everything, right? Because with emotions come chaos, and when you're in chaos, you're in confusion. And so I wanted to get out of the chaos. I wanted to get out of the confusion. I wanted to get out of always feeling like, oh, it contradicts itself, and just take it for what it is, right? And once I started viewing it from that point of view, I was able to receive a lot of different messages. I was able to receive a lot of different words, right? I was able to connect more because it's not so much always about, the words that you're reading, more so than it is your spirit and your heart wanting to connect to the Most High, right? Now it comes with some comprehension, it comes with some understanding and discernment, but again, it's like you have to take your emotions aside and really just embrace it for what it is, right? Because again, just from my research and my understanding, this is basic instructions before leaving earth, Bible, right? But there are a multitude of other different books that are even more high level than this, right? You got the Kabbalion that I have back there. You have the Book of the Dead. Um, so many, I don't want to keep going, but it's so many different readings and teachings, right? The Torah, you got Dr. Malachi Z. York's books. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Phase One. Appreciate you, God. But he has his own, collection of books to where he teaches you about the Most High's teachings, the different gods, the different ancestors, and how to connect to them, things of that nature. Not to get off the deep end, but again, when I started realizing, like, yo, for me to be able to renew my spirit, I really have to start taking steps to help me do that. I got into the book, I got into the word. Another thing was I started eating better, right? I just finished a diet, I would call it, or a fast, to where I was not eating any animal products. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't eating dairy, I wasn't eating chips and cookies, I wasn't drinking, this artificial, naturally flavored juices, none of that, because I really wanted to cleanse and purge myself from any toxic things that was hindering from my spirit being able to grow, that was hindering my mental from being able to grow, and also my physical, right? Because we have to understand that the things that we consume, it is energy, right? It's inner chi, right? And when you're constantly consuming things, whether it's on the television, whether it was going on in politics, whether it was going on with these court cases from these, high level business people that we looked up to growing up, no matter what it is, you're consuming it. And we unconsciously think that we're just consuming it on a surface level, when in all actuality your spirit is consuming those things too, and it starts to want to become that, right? So if you're eating a lot of dead meat, dead flesh, right, dead animals, your spirit and your mind and your body will start to naturally become dead, right? But if you eat things that are more fulfilling, if you eat things that are more electric, if you eat things that have more life, you'll be able to be more vibrant and abundant, or feel more vibrant and abundant. So that was a step that I started taking to have a spiritual renewal, right? Another example, right? Think of it as recalibrating a compass, right? Without spiritual direction, you can wander aimlessly. Like, you say you have a compass and you're trying to figure out where you're going. If you're not following the compass, you're just walking around. You might end up walking around in circles, starting or getting back to the place that you just started, right? Constantly going in a loop. Taking time to pray, meditate, or reflect daily allows you to restore your inner peace and purpose. Again, every day, 5:30 a.m. every morning, sometimes 6. I know that it's time to get up and it's time to start with my routine, because my husky, I know you guys probably seen him get up, but he will come wake me up every time, same time. Sometimes he might let me sleep in 15 minutes on the weekend, but if it's time for him to go outside, it's time for him to go outside. But however, at first I used to be so irritated with that or annoyed with that. Is because you want a lot of us love sleep. We love being sleep. No pun intended. But what ends up happening is, the more and more you fall in love with sleep, right, the more and more you fall in love with keeping yourself in a stagnant place. But the more and more you fall in love with being awake, or being aware, being in the now, being present, right, being intentional with your time, and the time that you do have here. Because let's be real, we are all on a time clock if we have to utilize time, even though it's an illusion, because energy never dies. But while we're in this physical form, right, while we're in this makeup, while we're in this bodysuit, while we're in this avatar, however you want to put it, is limited, right? So I started understanding, like, yo, I'm limited here in some capacity, right, in this form that I'm living in. So why not embrace those moments of him putting his nose on my pillow to say, hey, it's time to go outside, those moments of helping me, like, get up and get into a flow of, all right, I walk him, now I can go inside, I can meditate, I can pray, I can read my Bible, I can go work out. And I can do all of this before I actually go tackle the world and go to my day job, right? I'm in mental health. I'm in the mental health field, so I deal with a lot of different energies. I deal with a lot of different spirits. I deal with a lot of different mindsets, right? I deal with a lot of individuals on a daily, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30. So I need to take time to renew myself. I need to take time to center myself every single day so that I'm not moving so chaotically in this world. End result, giving chaotic energy to the individuals that essentially need my assistance or need my help in bettering their selves, bettering their spirit, bettering their mindset, bettering their routine, right? So when I started understanding, like, I can't, and my wife, she always told me this, like, you have to have structure. When I started having structure, I started seeing myself no longer moving aimlessly. I started seeing myself have more goals. I started seeing myself follow more of a plan. And I also start seeing things that I wanted to come into fruition, transform, and actually be made real. Right? There's a scripture that talks about this. It's Psalms 51:10, and it says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." This verse reminds us that spiritual renewal brings clarity, right, and peace, allowing us to walk in alignment with God's will. Again, we don't just need to detox and renew ourselves from just television or from the foods we eat. We have to do it on a spiritual level. Honestly, first and foremost, because we are spiritual and energetic beings before we are anything else, right? We're so much more than what the media or what you know the people that have put these traumatic like experiences or mindsets on you. We're so much more than that. And when you start to unlock your true potential, when you start to unlock the greatness that's within you, that piece of the Most High that resides in every single one of us, when you start unlocking that, right, and really tapping into your true essence, you'll start to really see what I'm saying. You'll start to see what the Most High is saying, and then on that journey, you'll start to feel and honestly, for me, like it almost felt like my wings had opened up. Literally, it felt like I felt like wings were opening up out my backside, right, out of my back. I felt renewed. I felt light. I felt like I could fly, right? And I know we all talk about superpowers and things of that nature, and we only think that these movies that they put out into the world, like Marvel and Spider-Man and DC Universe, like they get these stories and these depictions from something. And the more and more because I've always been an observer and someone who like sit backs and analyze things, the more and more I started sitting back and just really viewing these things, I'm like, yo, they're talking about us. They're talking about us, family, right? Because any and everything that has been created based off of you, right? I have a cell phone. On the back of my cell phone, there's a camera. On the bottom of my cell phone, there's a microphone. You dig what I'm saying? On the top of my cell phone, there's an earpiece, right? On the sides, you got a vibration. That's all us, right? This is the camera lens right here, right? This is the audio right here, right? This is the audio right here as well. You dig what I'm saying? Your energy and your spirit and your body vibrates on different levels. Like it all comes from us. So when I started realizing that, I'm like, just like I do my cellular phone, iOS, they gotta update, gotta take this off. They gotta update every day almost, right? Right now we on iOS 18. When's the time? When have you took the time to update your spirit to iOS 18? When have you took the time to update your mind to iOS 18? Your body to iOS 18? You dig what I'm saying? Every year you should be trying to update yourself just like you update these devices, right? How often do you take to plug in to the Most High? You always plugging in your cell phone to charge. A lot of people go crazy if their phone is about to die, but they don't go crazy enough to realize like they're dying inside, they're dying spiritually, they're dying physically, they're dying mentally, and they don't go recharge that. So that's why, man, I'm just telling you, it's important that we talk about these things. And September is the best month to do that. It's the month of renewal. All right, now let's go ahead and go to why it's important for mental renewal. Clearing the mind, right? The teaching point states that mental renewal is about decluttering your thoughts, clearing out negativity, and refocusing on your goals and values. It allows you to break old patterns of thinking and embrace new perspectives. I definitely feel like this is something that is needed in our community and in our life, because if we have so much in our mind, like, you can become a hoarder in your mind, right? I've recently picked up therapy. Like, I've been taking therapy sessions for the past 3 weeks now, right? Every Monday. Shout out to my therapist, wonderful, wonderful woman. Um, and at first I was very resistant to it, right? Because I felt like, as a mental health counselor, oh, I can figure it out. I teach people how to figure themselves out every single day. I teach people how to get out of a mental struggle every single day. I don't need help. I don't need nobody telling me how to, you know, clear clutter or negativity out of my mind. I know the 15 steps that I developed in my group sessions to help other individuals. I'm good. When in all actuality, I wasn't, right? I wasn't really taking away those negative thoughts. I was just compressing them. You feel what I'm saying? I was just throwing them in the toy box. It's still there, right? It didn't fade away. It's still there. I'm just storing it away, allowing allowing me to just constantly throw more toys or quote unquote negativity inside of this box. But guess what? Eventually it overflows. And how does it overflow? It can overflow in the form of anger. It could overflow in the form of irritation. It could overflow in the form of confusion. It can overflow in the form of depression. You dig what I'm saying? And these things are what we would call demons, right? In religion, right? Jinns, right? Things that want to hold on to you and just be a monkey on your back, right? Pinning you down, right? Being a spirit of like a succubus or an incubus, right? Constantly trying to drain energy away from you. But when you start, again, how we stated in the first teaching point of the spiritual renewal, when you start going through that journey, there's no way that you can't see that your mental is in a space that is unable to really go into the next spot because you got something that's blocking you, right? For me, my mental clarity came from me understanding that, yo, I need to stop smoking marijuana, right? Why was I smoking? One, some would say recreational, but a lot of it came from because I was trying to, again, suppress emotions or suppress thoughts that I didn't really truthfully want to deal with. You feel what I'm saying? Why am I at 35 trying to deal with something that happened to me at 2 years old, 13 years old, 21 years old, right? You dig what I'm saying? Why it I was suppressing it. But then it got to a point where it was like, yo, I want to have kids one day. I want my marriage to be, exceptional. It's not always going to be perfect, but I want it to be the best that it can be, because I didn't have great representations of that. So if I'm here to cut the chains and break generational curses that my family may have passed down to me, it requires change. It requires me getting uncomfortable mentally. It required me getting uncomfortable spiritually, and really started going out here and sitting myself in the middle of my own battlefield, in the middle of my own tornadoes. You dig what I'm saying? So I took therapy, and I'm still, in therapy. I stopped smoking, and I started realizing, like, this all along, I was just fogging my mind. I was fogging my mind up. It's like literally going outside and realizing, like, yo, I can't see nothing on the road. Now I know I'm on the road, but I see nothing ahead of me. I can't see the car in front of me, right? And sometimes when your vision is messed up, you can't hear straight. So you can't see the car in front of you, you can't hear the cars beside you. So you're just, just going along with the flow, hoping that you get to your destination safely. When all along, you know what I'm saying, you might be moving along steady, but you don't know that there's another 1424 wheeler, whatever truck in front of you coming to an impact, right? And a lot of us, most of the time, we have to be woken up by that impact. I wanted to say to myself, like, I don't want to have to wait till something crazy or drastic happens for me to like really tap into what is hindering me from being in my next phase in life, right? I'm about to touch 40 in 5 years. That's a different, you know what I'm saying? That's a different mindset. That's a different body, right? That's a different spiritual sense, right? Because I'm getting closer and closer and closer to no longer being in this form. It's something that I can never run away from. You feel what I'm saying? Dying in this form is inevitable. So why not start now with trying to renew my mind in so many ways? So how did I renew my mind? Stop smoking, stop drinking. I'm 6 weeks sober. So what's that? 2 months, 2 to 3 months sober from any type of smoking, any type of drinking, anything that is going to create a callus on my mind or create fog in my mind or in my spirit, not allowing me to be fully coherent of what I'm dealing with or going through. It's important. You got to remove the clutter, family. You got to remove the fog. You got to remove the negative thoughts, right? An example for this: September is a time when many return to structure, right? Think of school, whether it's back to school or back to routines. We got to use this season to reset mentally, right? Let go of your doubts, stop the limiting beliefs and the distractions. Journaling, therapy, or taking mental breaks can help recenter your mind. Just like hitting refresh on your web browser allows the page to load cleanly, right? We've experienced that a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out, like, yo, why this screen not loading? So you just constantly hit and reset until the screen fully displays what you need so that you can move on to your next section, right? No different. Number 3, family. Number 3, trace. Physical renewal, man. Honoring your temple, right? The teaching point states that your body is the vessel that carries your purpose. Without proper care and renewal, it's difficult to perform at your best. Physical renewal comes through rest, nutrition, exercise, and balance. This is something that I totally agree with. Mind you, I stated I started eating better, right? I started resting more, right? So that I can be in balance. But one of the biggest things that I started doing more is exercising. The moment I stopped smoking, the moment I stopped drinking, I had to replace that with something, right? Because I'm constantly on the move, whether I'm taking a shot or whether I'm rolling up, constantly doing something. So I had to substitute that. I had to substitute that act with another act, but something that's more beneficial. What did I pick up? I picked up running miles, right? So when I started this journey, the first week I said, you know what, I'm gonna run a couple blocks around my apartment complex. Started doing that. I had a few aches and pains, but that's a part of the journey, right? You got to strip yourself away from things that have been holding you down. And sometimes when you're trying to push, that weight up, it's tough. It's hard. You feel weak. But guess what? If you stay consistent, persistent, resilient, you're able to finally start, you know what? I'm getting a little stronger with pushing this because I'm constantly doing it. I'm not doing this stop for a month. Do it, stop for 2 months. There's no consistency there. So what I started doing, I started running miles. And every week I started going up in my miles. So the first week I ran 1 mile. Second week I ran 2 miles. So forth and so forth. Now I'm on 8 miles. So, and this is consistent, family. This isn't like, okay, I run 8 miles throughout the week. No, in one day, in one setting, 8 miles. I've gotten to that point to where I'm able to run 8 miles. Now, mind you, there have been times to where I haven't felt like running. There have been times to where I couldn't run, honestly, because whether it was me realizing that I needed new shoes to put on my feet, whether it was me realizing like, yo, I need to work my foundation more, which is like my legs, my knees, you know what I'm saying, my joints and things of that nature, work on my flexibility, make sure I go to the chiropractor to ensure that, my muscles and everything is staying working properly. All that is important because what can happen, right? And it did happen to me when I realized like, yo, I can't just go out here and not stretch and just run. What ended up happening? There was a point that it was the week that I was running 7 miles. And that next morning, my right knee was killing me, family. It was really, really killing me. And to the point that I felt like I was walking with a limp. And I said to myself, okay, Christopher, I understand you want to get right physically, but you have to do it accordingly. What that mean? Hey, look, if I got to get a knee brace, get a knee brace. If you got to change out the soles inside of your shoes, do that. There's nothing wrong with spending money on your foundation, on your temple, on your body, on the thing that carries your purpose. If I have a purpose of running 7 miles, I have to make sure that my body, which is the vessel that's going to allow me to run the 7 miles, is intact. That's like me trying to drive my vehicle with 3 tires. It's just not going to work. It's like me having 3 tires and the 4th tire in the front is running on the rim. Got all types of sparks coming out. Can probably start a fire. I'm not operating properly. But when you start really, analyzing yourself, observing, realizing like, yo, this vessel right here is the first and most important vessel of anything. I can't go to work without this vessel. I can't eat properly if I don't protect this vessel. I'm not going to be able to pray properly if I don't protect this vessel. Like this is the suit that God blessed me with to come down, right, as a spirit into a body, into a temple, for me to be able to educate, for me to be able to heal, for me to be able to, understand, right? For me to be able to gain knowledge, for me to be able to have wisdom, which means to actively utilize knowledge and understand it and put it out there in a constructive way to work. Because faith without works is what? Is void, right? So with me understanding these things, I'm like, okay, all right, I got my spirit right, I got my mind right. Now, when I get my physical right, I got to do the exact same steps. I got to make sure I checking off my checklist. I can't just get out here and just get on the track and think that, oh, I'm going to be fine. No, stretch, bro. You 35 now. 35 and 17 are 2 different things. There were times where you can just wake up and we jet out. No, what happens? The body, it degenerates. Trying to get the word out. It degenerates, it decays over time, right? Just like the leaves outside on trees. September, fall time, August, fall time, you start to see those leaves drop and turn green, turn from green to yellow, or from yellow, or from green to red. Like it goes through a degeneration process, or a decaying process, a renewing process. There's no different. So we got to understand that, man. Got to understand that. Here's an example. Think of how you feel after a full night's sleep compared to being sleep deprived. Your body requires rest and proper nutrition to function optimally. Taking care of your body through small changes, such as improving your diet or your liver, is what I like to call it, or incorporating physical movement, no matter what it is, just move. It is a form of self-respect and preparation for greatness. I definitely agree with every single point that was made. If you really want to get out here and see your greatness, respect yourself, respect your spirit, respect your mind, respect the body that you have. You dig what I'm saying? Respect it, man, because it is the main thing that's helping you get through what we call this journey of life, right? Why does September validate renewal? Let's talk about that. September marks a seasonal shift, as you can see outside. It is the end of summer and the beginning of fall. On the astrological sense, it's Virgo season, right? Shout out to the Virgos. This invites us to get organized, set new intentions, and plan for growth. It's a time for cleansing and renewal, physically, mentally, and spiritually, as we stated. As the harvest begins, this is a symbolic moment of reaping the benefits of the seeds you've sown throughout the year, making it a perfect period to reset and refresh for what's to come later. Now, that last part is very, very, it stands out a lot to me. And why? Well, for the past 7, 8 years since I've been open, I've never took the time to like really bask in my accolades or bask in the great things that I've done or have created. But this September of 2024 has been so much different. Once I started taking the steps to really renew myself spiritually, mentally, physically, I started seeing so many things being poured back into my life, so many abundant things. For instance, I've just become a Comcast Rise awardee of 2024. Out of 100,000, 14,000 businesses were accepted. Had to fill out an application, right? But out of 100,000, 14,000 businesses was accepted for this award, and I was one of them. I was one of them, family. And doing all of the work leading up to this season, leading up to this moment in time, I was able to really reap the benefits of the seeds that I was sowing into that ground. I'm so thankful. I'm so happy. I'm so abundant. I get a monetary grant. I get a whole technology makeover with new computers, iPads. I get to get taught, you know what I'm saying, from a business resource like Hello Alice and LinkedIn. Get free, pretty much educational resources, business resources. And I also now have the ability to go to what is called Comcast Day. Don't know exactly what state it will be in, but I'm pretty much going to fly out and I'm going to meet a lot of different entrepreneurs and businesses and organizations, guest speakers, things of that nature, to truly take my brand, See Your Greatness Studios, to the next level. I've always prayed and meditate for a time like this. And this was the first time ever in my life, shout out to therapy, where I was able to actually bask in my accomplishments and my accolades and the things that I've achieved. I cried at this moment, y'all. I'm in the webinar, I'm listening, I'm like, yo, there's no way this is real. Why? Because all my life I had to fight. All my life, I always had to move to the next thing because I never felt comfortable. I never felt okay with the things that I've achieved, whether that was, from me never really hearing, congratulations, or from me never really receiving awards. I never took the time to like bask in the things, right? Bask in the fact that, I taught myself how to open up a business. Not literally in that sense, but like meaning like I did the 10,000 hours of researching of YouTube, researching on Google, reading books, listening to lectures, attending community engagement events, right? I did all that. I put all that work in, and even through all the midst of that, I never like congratulated myself. But in that moment, when I got that email and they said like, look, you're a recipient 2024 the Comcast Rise Award. And shout out to everybody else who had the opportunity out of the 14,000 to achieve that as well. man, it was just so overwhelming, like in a good way. I felt so relieved, like, yo, my hard work that I've been putting in all this time is like, it's finally being recognized. And I know not only I'm going to embrace the fact that somebody else is recognizing it, I'm going to recognize it myself because I know I'm great. That's one of the main reasons why I call this platform See Your Greatness Studios, is because for a long time I didn't have that mindset of embracing my greatness. But when I started really embracing that about myself, how powerful I am, how knowledgeable I am, how strategic I am, how skillful I am, how resourceful I am, that's what happens. God just says, here you go. Here you go, son. All the things that you've been asking for, they've been right here. You just had to do a couple things. You had to renew yourself. You had to reset yourself because you weren't focused. And that moment I got focused, that's when all the seasoning started dropping in, baby. That's when all of the seasoning that I needed start dropping in. I wasn't eating any more bland fruit. I wasn't eating any more bland food. Everything was getting seasoned with love. Everything was getting seasoned with peace. Everything was getting seasoned with like, hey, here you go. You can take this resource. You can take that resource. Everything just started to become, it started to taste good. What are we to do in these times? Well, one, we need to reflect. Take inventory of what you need to let go of spiritually, mentally, and physically. Ask yourself what no longer serves you. Number two, you got to reassess. Reevaluate your goals, family, your habits, and your mindset. What needs refining or resetting to align with your purpose? And last but not least, number three, realign yourself. Make actionable steps towards change. This could be new habits, renewed faith, or a restructured routine that brings you closer to your best self. Family, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate every single individual that has followed me. I appreciate every single individual that has reached out to me to say, "Hey, man, I'm loving your videos. Like, keep going." Even in the midst, like I could take a month, 2 months off. Hey, bro, you gonna drop another video? I need that. I appreciate that, y'all. And even the times that I go on a hiatus, trust me, I'm always working. I'm always recalibrating. I'm always reevaluating things. That's my husky. He said, "Yes, sir." I'm always working, family. Always believe that. Always know that. Because I don't do this just for myself. I do this for individuals who are seeking a way out of their circumstance, seeking a way out of themselves that they may feel like they're just so weighed down with so much trauma, so much pain, right? They need a renewal of their mind. They need a renewal of their mental. They need a renewal of their spiritual. They need a renewal of their physical. That's why I created this platform. That's why I bring individuals who may have experienced some things like me or have something to teach. That's why I bring them on this platform as well, so that we have a revolving door of news that highlights the greatness inside of us instead of always highlighting the downfall. Right? We already got enough shade rooms. We already got enough Hollywood unlocks. We need more See Your Greatness Studios platforms. You feel what I'm saying? We need more Earn Your Leisure. We need more high-level conversations. Shout out to 19 Keys. We need more phase ones when he goes live. We need more black magic. We need more of that, family. Highlighting the greatness that's within us. Being able to tell us about ourselves and the things that we need to work on and actually give actionable steps on how we can achieve these things. We need it all, family. And the more we connect with each other, the more we collaborate, the more that we, work, write down these things, write it down and make it plain and actually get it done, or go to find out the resources that can help us get it done. That's when we'll start excelling. That's where we'll start really making a transition. We're already in a shift. The music is shifting. Shout out to D1. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Lecrae. Right? Shout out to a new shorty I'm listening to. I think Childlike CC. The music is changing, fam. If you really pay attention, right? Everything is shifting. The monetary system is about to shift. Be prepared for that. You feel me? As you can see, and I don't know if you guys are waking up, this educational system is going to shift too. Sooner or later, parents are going to really have to start taking accountability. You guys are going to start taking more responsibility. We shouldn't be laying responsibility on people that we don't even know really truthfully care for our kids. That should be your responsibility. Why aren't we having more homeschools? Why aren't the parents, me included, I'm not a parent yet, but why aren't we taking more steps to learn the different trades and skills and things of that nature first, so that we teach it to our kids first before we just send them off to other people? Respectfully, I don't want to send my kid to an institution, right? To a school where I gotta think and feel every day if they're gonna be safe or not because the school's gonna get shot up. You wouldn't believe out here in Richmond, Virginia. Every day I'm checking the news, a new school either has an attempt, a threat, or has gotten shot up. My own college included. Right? We got to start changing and shifting, family. The shift has already happened, but y'all need to wake up and realize it. Realize the real lies they told you. Open your eyes. Okay? That's how we truly see our greatness. Now I'm going to transition into the last segment, 100 thought-provoking questions. 100 thought-provoking questions. We're actually on number 56, right? And these are questions that I ask everybody that listens to the podcast. You can answer them. You can put it down in the comments or just write it down to yourself, right? The question is, what advice would you give someone just starting their entrepreneurial journey? To be honest, be patient. If I had to make it simple, be patient. It is not something that is going to happen overnight. And if it does, that is so rare, family. Understand that it's okay to be just good enough right now. Understand that it's okay to just utilize what you have right now. How I started? My computer and my phone. Most of it started with me, just my phone. Put it up on a little ring light and I just started recording. Now look at where I'm at. I got little lights in the back. You feel me? I got a whole little studio thing going on this platform. Shout out to StreamYard for those who want to, want to know what software I utilize to do these videos. StreamYard.com, family. You can either record your podcast, you can do live webinars, or you can do a live show. But the other ins and outs, like, me having my intro videos, things of that nature, those are things that I create on the outside. You can utilize Canva, Photoshop, right? For the ad that I put in, Synthesia, which allows you to create an AI generated commercial or an AI generated PowerPoint. There's so many resources out here, family. But all in all, don't try to go get a multitude of things and then try to take it one step at a time. Be patient in the process, right? Be the turtle, not the hare, right? Who won that race? The one who took time to cultivate things, right? Just like in the beginning, I stated, it's okay to be a caterpillar. And then when you're ready to go into that cocoon to cultivate all of your skills, all of your resources, all of your talents, your mind, your spirit, your physical, what happens? You become a butterfly. Something that can now see things from a whole different perspective, a whole different light. You're living a whole different life. So that is something that I would tell someone, or I would share someone. I'm gonna go ahead and leave some words of wisdom to y'all, right? And the words of wisdom is greatness isn't something you wait for, it's something you create daily. Even in the face of adversity, know that every challenge is preparing you for something greater. Just keep pushing forward, stay consistent, and trust that every step is part of your journey toward success, family. Hey, look, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. That was a quick power hour. I'm gonna start doing again more of these, just a quick power hour. Um, some would be live, some would be just posted to the channel. Most of the time, I'll try to go live at 5:55 p.m. So that means that you need to go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can get those notifications on when I'm live on YouTube. And also so that you can see that I just posted a new video, and that's how this one is going to go. I'm gonna post this on YouTube today at 5:55. So if you're looking at this, it just got posted at 5:55. But if you're new to the channel, take time to just go back and look at the other videos, interviews, and things of that nature that I have had on the show, on the platform. If you want to get in contact with me and book a session so that you can come on and educate and things of that nature, hit the link, man. Type the link in your web browser, or actually put this up here too, or scan this QR code right there. Scan that QR code, that'll take you to the link, and let's tap in, man. Let's continue to see our greatness. I'm gonna probably post another one next week, maybe this week. I know this weekend I'll be in the Maryland area. Shout out to my grandma B, man. She's I want to say 75 or 76 this weekend. Her birthday was on the 17th. Funny enough, her birthday was literally in the moments of the lunar eclipse that we just had, or the full moon that we just had, right? Which is another sign that things are being renewed. So that was between the 17th and the 18th when that had happened. September, man, it's a wonderful, wonderful time to embrace the new, and that's something that I feel like everybody should start doing. Start embracing the new form of you right now, so that when it actually happens, you're able to really just bask in it and enjoy it. But with that being said, remember, someone has to see your greatness. Why not start with yourself? Stay blessed, always finesse. Definitely trust the Most High's process, the truest keys to success. And I will see y'all on the flip side, family. Peace. Love y'all.